Good day, class. My name is Said Yahya from Statistics Department. The topic in the course is Probability 1, course code STA121. The course will be taken by 3 resource persons, Dr. Balkisumi Jama and Dr. Ibrahim Abubakar Al-Fakawi. Today we are going to present the course content of the course. The first one is sampling points and events. Then we have combination of events, definition and basic properties of probability, joint and conditional probability, combinational analysis, random variable, Bernoulli trial, binomial, geometric, Poisson, uniform and normal distributions, Barbette, marginal, conditional distribution. Then the last topic is concept of regression and correlation. In the first place, what is probability? Probability is an event or a situation where an event is likely to happen or it will not happen. That is uncertainty. Now, probability can be gotten, or the formula of probability is gotten by favorable outcome by the total number of events. So we have, under probability, we have probability models and axioms, sample space, probability laws, properties that follow from the probability, example, discrete, continuous, discussion, countable, additive, mathematical studies, interpretation of probabilities. Sample space. In sample space, we are talking about a situation where you have an outcome. For any event to occur, one solution will come out. That is the probability, either success or failure. Then you have a probability sample space. In the sample space, you can toss, for instance, you can toss a coin. You either have a head or a tail, or you roll a die. So you can see from the example we have 2 rolls of a tetrahedral die which has 4 faces. The first face, the result will give you have a sequential description. Either you have 1 1, 1 2, 1 3, 1 4, 2 1, 2 2, and so on and so forth. So the axioms of probability, you have non-negativity. That is, a probability of an event must be greater than 0. That is, it lies between 0 and 1. Then the normalization of probability of an event is 1. That is, the probability of success and the probability of failure should give you 1. There is no situation where the probability will be greater than 1. Then we have additive probability. That is another axioms of probability. That is, a probability of A union B is equals to probability of A plus probability of B. That is, you take the probability of individual events. When you have 2 probabilities of 2 events occurring, then it's the same thing when they are union. You can take the probability of one event, then the other one you can add the probability to give you the probability. So like we said, we have consequences of the axioms. The first one, we said probability of A is greater or equals to 0. The consequence will be probability of A is less or equals to 1. Then the probability of omega, that is the universal, we said is equals to what? 1. Then the probability of an empty set is what? 0. So these are some of the concept we are going to look at. So the simple consequences of the axioms of probability: when you have a situation where event of A, event B, event C are disjoints, that is, probability of A union B union C. Like we said earlier on, you now have the probability of A plus probability of B probability of what? C. If A is contained in B, then probability of A is less than probability of B. Another situation is in a situation where you have probability of A union B is the same thing as probability of A plus probability of B minus probability of A intersection B. Then we are still saying the same thing when you have countable additive axioms, that is event A1, A2, A3 is an infinite sequence of disjoint events. That is the union of those events is the same thing as the probability of each event. Then you now add the event. Role of a probability theory. Probability theory serves as a framework for analyzing phenomena with uncertain outcomes. 2. Rules for consistent reasoning. Then the other one is its probability theory are used for predictions and decision making. Probability also can be seen as events where there are so many of events in situation where you have two events, that one event, the occurrence of one event does not depend on the other event. Then we said that such probability is an independent probability or event. Then in a situation whereby one of the events cannot take place except with the other one, then we said is what? A conditional probability. Then we have pairwise independence. In a situation where you have event A, B, C, then the pairwise will be A union B and A union C are independent so far the union does not affect the other pair. Then under conditional probability, you have some rules, that is addition and multiplication. In a situation whereby your probability is talking about the union, then it is addition. That is, the probability of each event will be added to the other event. But in a situation where you have intersection, then the probability will be what? Multiplication. So in tossing of a coin is another example of a probability. Probability in a situation whereby you either have a tail as a solution or a head. So these are some of the examples of a probability. You have toasting of a die. A die has 6 faces. The normal one play game, that is Ludo die, you have 6 faces. So in a situation whereby you throw a die, you either have 1 or 1 plus 2, 1 or 2 or 3 or 4 or what, till you have 6. So you can see from the independent versus the pairwise independence. 2 independent fair coin toasted. So you either have head head, head tail, tail head, and tail tail. So what is the probability of both events tail tail? It will be because the total outcome will be 4. Then you have tail is only 1. So the probability of getting tail will be 1/4. So in our next topic, which is concept of regression analysis and correlation analysis. Regression analysis, just simple linear regression, because in regression we have 2 types of regression. We have linear regression and multiple regression. Linear regression is a technique in statistics that shows the relationship between the independent variable and the dependent variable. So in our next class, we are going to look at simple linear regression and correlation analysis. So you should have the concepts. We said regression is just the relationship between the y, that is the dependent variable, and the independent variable. Then we are going to also look at the correlation analysis. In correlation, we are looking at the strength of the association between the 2 variables. And like we said in probability, in correlation, we also the coefficient of a correlation lies between -1 and +1. That is the coefficient of any correlation. And we also said if your correlation is negative, we said it's a perfect, that is -1 is a perfect negative correlation. But if it is 1, it's perfect positive correlation. Then a value of 0 indicates no association, that is there is no any association between the variables. So in our next class, we are going to look at correlation and regression analysis. Thank you for listening. Chief,